Most concealed carriers, if they ended up in a gunfight, then they would lose. Here's why. What is up, guys, and welcome back to Modern Protector, where we talk about the skills, the tools, and the mindset that you need to protect yourself and your family. All right, let's get right into the 4 reasons why most concealed carriers would lose a gunfight. Make sure you stick around to the end because the last one is the most important. The first is that most concealed carriers do not regularly practice their draw, especially in clothes that they actually wear every day. Maybe you love going to the range and you might be able to draw from your duty rig at the range super fast, but what about from your pocket holster that you wear to church? Or from inside the waistband with a sweatshirt over it? Or in a tucked in dress shirt like you wear at work? Drawing your gun is going to be the first thing that you have to do in a gunfight, so you need to be really, really good at it.
Right here.
And if you actually do this, then give yourself a pat on the back. But there are 3 more reasons. The next one is having no movement in your dry fire practice or your practice at the range. If you do actually practice your draw and shooting skills at the range, then that's great. But let me ask you this, are you always standing perfectly still with your perfect shooting stance and feeling comfortable? Does your paper target just stand there and take the hits? Do you think that's how things are gonna go down in a gunfight? Probably not.
I saw that going differently in my mind.
In a real gunfight, you're likely going to be moving, and the bad guy's probably going to be moving, and you're going to have to make shots that count really quickly. You need to add moving into your practice sessions. Shooting some IDPA matches can be a great way to practice both moving while shooting and shooting at moving targets. Incorporating this into your training can make you a way better shooter. The next reason that most concealed carriers would lose a gunfight is because they've never trained any type of force on force. Sure, it makes sense that you'll just draw your gun and stop the bad guy, but what if the fight starts with you being stabbed? Have you ever practiced disarming a knife attacker who's already entangled with you?
Run away from a knife. So you charge with a gun, with a knife you run.
Have you ever worked on getting in a dominant position or protecting your gun if the fight ends up on the ground? These are very different skills. Self-defense encounters are messy and chaotic, and it probably is not going to go the way that you have always predicted in your mind. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a great way to get a good foundation of how to control someone who is already in your space or on top of you. Being a protector means a lot more than just carrying a gun every day. So what is the last and biggest reason that most concealed carriers would lose a gunfight? Well, before we get to that, if you are new to concealed carry or you're just trying to improve but you don't really know where to start, then I've got something for you that will really help you out. I created the Concealed Carry Starter Kit as a short practical guide that walks you through how to set up your carry gear the right way so that it's safe, it's actually comfortable, and it prepares you for a real self-defense encounter. I made a ton of mistakes when I first started carrying a gun, and I want you to be able to skip those steps and carry the right way. If you want to improve your carry setup, then check it out in the link down below. All right, the last reason why most concealed carriers would lose a gunfight is you have never had real exposure to stress while having to perform well with your gun in your hand. It's totally different. A great way to incorporate stress into your practice routine is by using a shot timer. A shot timer measures your speed, and you can even set a par time for yourself to finish a particular drill in a short amount of time. The pressure is crazy. You will be shocked at how much mental pressure this adds just having a go signal and a time limit to draw and get your hits on target. And if you want an even better way to incorporate stress and pressure and discomfort into your practice, then go shoot a competition. Once you overcome that feeling of, crap, I've got to go faster and I can't miss, you will have so much more confidence with your gun even when you're under stress, because you've done it many times before.
Oh, I did it so fast, didn't I?
Let me know in the comments, have you overcome all of these reasons? Be honest. And which one do you need to work on the most? Honestly, for me, it's definitely force on force training. I've had a lot more practice at the range than I have on the mat. What about you? If you gained value from this video and you want to see more concealed carry content, then don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And until next time, be alert, stand firm in your faith, be strong, be courageous, and let all that you do be done in love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.